Hello, everyone. Good day. Today, we're going to be learning about listening and how important that is as a part of public speaking. This is also in chapter 4 of your book if you're wanting to get more information or read more on your own. So, for a speaker who listens, you listen to other formal speakers, you listen to conversations, and then you listen to learn. So, listening is so valuable. Listeners are essential to the transaction between the speaker and the audience. The listeners, it determines the meaning of a message. So, how whatever the speaker is saying, hopefully people are listening to the point that they get what you're trying to say. What is your meaning? Um, the listeners also they critique your message, whatever it might be, how you say it and does it really land well? They'd also decide if the presentation was compelling or not. So, were you engaging? Were you not engaging? It's the listeners. And once again, you want to speak to your audience in such a way that they want to listen to you. And listeners also provide verbal and nonverbal feedback. So, some barriers to listening. So, I will say when you guys give your speeches, please make sure you're in a place where there's no background noise because that really is disruptive and distracting to your listeners. Um, Inattention. So if the speaker isn't really even paying any attention to their audience and just kind of talking, and not really connecting with their audience, that's not a good thing. Um, if you have bad listening habits, so where you just tune people out, you just start doing other things like getting on your phone or thinking about what you want to talk about next, these are bad listening habits. And then also, some barriers to good listening is having biases about things, and certain triggering words can make people stop listening. So, noise, responsibilities. It's the speaker's responsibility to project their voice, to stand up and look up, not just look down the whole time, and pay attention to audience cues. Are they smiling? Are they laughing? Are they frowning? Are they angry? Are they are their eyes completely glazed over? Are they sleeping? The responsibility of the listener is to turn off your devices, turn off your phones, your tablets, your TV, your radio. Avoid being the source of noise and give a cue that you can't hear. So, like, hold your hand up to your ear if you can't hear, or point to your ear so that so that the speaker knows you can't hear them. So, some causes of inattention can be mental processing speed versus speaking speed. That means, like, if you're speaking really slowly and the people listening are comprehending things quickly, they get bored, or you're talking too fast and they're trying to complete, like, hear what you're saying, but you're talking too fast. And so then they just stop listening because you're moving and your words are slurring and they can't understand what you're saying. Um, so words can create reminders or distractions. Oh, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. Or it can make your listeners go down a different pathway. Some other causes are personal concerns, hunger, if you came to something and you haven't eaten yet, stress, things happening at home or during the day, and you go try to listen to someone speak and you're just too stressed out. Okay. So, some solutions to this inattention is mental annotation. So, like, mentally just kind of bookmark thoughts as people talk. Put away any potential distractions. Actively correct mental drifts. So, like, if your mind starts going off in another direction, say, okay, come back here. What were they saying? Come back to what the person is saying. And then make eye contact and commit to listening. Okay. So, some bad listening habits. Some examples are pretending to listen while tuning out. listening only for specific information, multitasking, quote unquote, while listening, and listening only to respond. Some biases and trigger words, they usually are based on personal preferences. They can cause positive or negative emotional responses. Speakers need to carefully choose their words, and listeners must be aware that they have biases. So, some functions of listening is to be appreciative. People are appreciative of use of eloquent speech. They are appreciative of the artistry of speech. Empathetic, finding the humanity in the message, that your message is comprehensive and that people can be critical listeners. How to listen to speeches. You want to listen for the substance. What is the main idea? What are the facts? What are the sources that they present? Is their topic clear? What's the structure of their speech? Is it oriented towards the audience? Can you identify the main points? Are transitions between main points clear? Is the conclusion memorable? Are you going to walk away remembering, oh, yeah, that was a really something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life? And then in the presentation itself, they used notes unobtrusively, which means they used notes so that it wasn't like distracting. Like maybe they used note cards or they used a PowerPoint that helped them to keep their main topics flowing. Was the speaker enthusiastic? The speaker's voice, the how loud, how fast or slow, how long the pauses are, body language, and their speaking time. Do they stay within the time they were given to give their speech? So, being a good listener will make you a much better speaker. And that concludes the chapter 4 listening topic.